Imagine two teenagers. Same age, same city, same school. One of them wakes up every morning with no purpose, scrolling his phone for hours, arguing with his parents, blaming everyone for his problems, and wondering why life feels so hard. The other wakes up with clarity. He knows his goals, he manages his time, he listens deeply, he handles pressure calmly, and every single day he becomes a better version of himself. 5 years later, one is still stuck. The other is thriving. What was the difference? It was not intelligence. It was not money. It was 7 habits. Just 7 daily habits that one teen practiced and the other ignored. And today, I am going to give you those exact 7 habits, so that you can be the teen who thrives. This is the summary of The 7 Habits of Highly Effective Teens by Sean Covey. And if you are a teenager, a parent, or anyone who wants to build a better life, this video is for you. Chapter 1. Habit 1. Be proactive. Let us start with the very first habit. Habit number 1. Be proactive. Now when you hear the word proactive, what comes to your mind? Maybe it sounds like a difficult word. Maybe it sounds like something only adults talk about. But trust me, by the end of this chapter, you will understand exactly what it means. And more importantly, you will see how this one habit can completely change your life. So let us start with a simple question. Have you ever had a bad day at school and came home angry at everyone? Have you ever failed a test and said, "The teacher does not like me"? Have you ever missed a goal and said, "It is not my fault, it was the situation"? If yes, do not worry. You are not alone. Almost every teenager does this. But here is the truth. That thinking is exactly what is keeping you stuck. What does proactive actually mean? Proactive means you take responsibility for your life. It means you do not wait for things to happen. You make things happen. It means when something goes wrong, you do not look around for someone to blame. You look inside and ask yourself, what can I do about this? Simple, right? But most people never do this. Most people are reactive, not proactive. Reactive versus proactive, the real difference. Let me give you a very clear example. Imagine 2 teenagers. Same school, same class, same teacher. One day the teacher gives both of them a low grade on their assignment. The first teenager, let us call him Tyler, goes home and says, "This teacher is unfair. She never likes my work. There is no point in trying." He throws his notebook, watches videos all night, and does nothing about it. The second teenager, let us call him Jake, gets the same low grade. But he reacts differently. He says, "Okay, I did not do well this time. What did I do wrong? How can I improve next time?" He goes home, studies harder, asks the teacher for feedback, and works on himself. Same situation. 2 completely different responses. Tyler is reactive. He lets the situation control him. Jake is proactive. He controls his response to the situation. Now ask yourself honestly, which one are you more like right now? Because here is what Sean Covey says in this book. Between what happens to you and how you respond, there is a space. And in that space, you have the power to choose your response. That power is called being proactive. You cannot always control what happens to you. A teacher can be unfair. A friend can betray you. Your family situation can be difficult. Life can be hard sometimes. But you can always control how you respond. And that is where your real power lives. The circle of control versus the circle of concern. Now Sean Covey introduces a very powerful idea in this chapter. He calls it the circle of control and the circle of concern. Let me explain this simply. Imagine a big circle. Inside that big circle is a smaller circle. The big circle is called the circle of concern. This is everything you worry about: your grades, what people think of you, your parents' fights, the weather, what your friends say behind your back, things that stress you out every day. The small circle inside is called the circle of control. This is everything you actually have power over: your effort, your attitude, your words, your habits, your choices. Reactive people spend all their energy in the big circle. They worry about things they cannot change. They stress about other people's opinions. They focus on problems they have no power over. Proactive people focus on the small circle. They ask, "What can I actually do right now?" They spend their energy where it matters. Here is the beautiful thing: the more you focus on your circle of control, the more it grows. Your confidence grows. Your results improve. Your life gets better. But the more you focus on your circle of concern, the more anxious, helpless, and stuck you feel. So which circle are you giving your energy to? Think about it honestly. How your words reveal your mindset. Now here is something very interesting that this book teaches. You can tell whether a person is reactive or proactive just by listening to their word. Reactive language sounds like this: "I cannot do anything about it. That is just how I am. He makes me so angry. I have to do this, I have no choice. If only things were different." Every one of these sentences puts the power outside of you. It tells the world that you are a victim, that life is happening to you and you have no say. Proactive language sounds completely different. "Let me see what I can do. I choose how I respond. I am going to try a different way. I can do better than this. I will figure this out." Do you see the difference? Proactive language puts the power back in your hand. It says, "I am in charge of my life." Start paying attention to your own words this week. Every time you hear yourself saying reactive words, stop. Replace them with proactive word. It sounds small, but it is one of the most powerful things you can do. Because your words become your belief. Your beliefs become your actions. And your actions become your life. Action step. Here is your action step for habit 1. For the next 7 days, do this one thing. Every time something goes wrong, pause before you react. Just take a breath and ask yourself 2 questions. Number 1. Is this inside my circle of control? Number 2. What is one thing I can do right now? That pause is everything. That pause is where proactive people live. Write these 2 questions somewhere you can see them. On your phone screen. On your notebook. On your wall. Anywhere. And every single day, practice choosing your response. Not reacting. Choosing. Because proactive teens do not have easier lives than reactive teens. They just handle life differently. And that difference changes everything. You are not a victim of your circumstances. You are the author of your story. And habit 1 gives you the pen. Transition to chapter 2. Now you know how to take control of your response. You know how to stop blaming and start choosing. You know where your real power is. But here is a question. Once you take control of your life, where do you actually want to go? Because being proactive is powerful. But proactive toward what? What is your destination? What kind of life do you actually want to build? That is exactly what habit 2 is going to answer. In the next chapter, we are going to talk about something that most teens never think about. And that is having a clear vision for your life. A mission. A direction. Because a car with a powerful engine but no destination just goes in circles. Habit 2 will give you your destination. So stay with me. Because the next chapter might be the most important conversation you have ever had with yourself. Let us go to Habit 2, begin with the end in mind. Chapter 2, Habit 2, begin with the end in mind. You just learned Habit 1. You learned how to be proactive. You learned how to stop reacting and start choosing. That is powerful. But now I have a question for you. If you are in control of your life, where are you going? Because control without direction is just spinning in circles. Imagine getting into a car with a full tank of gas. The engine is running, the road is clear. But you have no destination. You just drive. Left, right, straight, back. You burn all your fuel, but you go nowhere. That is exactly how most teenagers live. They work hard, they stay busy, they do a lot of things. But they have no clear vision, no real direction, no end goal. And that is why Habit 2 is so important. Habit 2 says, begin with the end in mind. What is your life vision? Let me ask you something simple. Close your eyes for a second and think. 5 years from now, who do you want to be? What kind of person do you want to become? What do you want people to say about you? Most teens have never seriously thought about this. They think about what to eat for lunch, what show to watch tonight, what their friends said about them today. But they never think about who they are becoming every single day. Sean Covey says in this book, everything is created twice. First in your mind, then in real life. A builder first draws a plan, then builds the house. A chef first imagines the dish, then cooks it. A basketball player first visualizes the shot, then takes it. Every great thing in life starts as a picture in someone's mind. So the question is, what picture do you have of your future? Because if you have no picture, you build nothing. If you have a blurry picture, you get a blurry life. But if you have a clear, powerful vision, you start moving toward it every single day without even realizing it. That is the power of beginning with the end in mind. The funeral visualization exercise. Now Sean Covey shares one of the most powerful exercises in this entire book. It might sound a little strange at first, but stay with me, because this exercise can change how you see your entire life. Here it is. Imagine it is many years from now. You have lived a long, full life. And today is your funeral. The people who love you most are all in that room. Your family is there. Your closest friends are there. Your teachers, your teammates, your neighbors. Everyone who knew you is sitting together. And one by one, they stand up to speak about you. They talk about who you were as a person. They talk about how you made them feel. They talk about what you stood for, what you gave, what you meant to them. Now here is the big question. What do you want them to say? Do you want them to say, he was kind, he was honest, he never gave up? Do you want them to say, he always made time for the people he loved? Do you want them to say, he worked hard, he chased his dreams, he inspired everyone around him? Or do you want them to say nothing important at all? This exercise is not about death. This exercise is about life. It helps you figure out what truly matters to you. It helps you discover your real values, your real purpose, your real vision. Think about a teenager named Ryan. Ryan was always busy, always scrolling, always going with the flow. He never thought about his future seriously. Then one day his teacher gave him this exercise. Ryan sat quietly, closed his eyes, and thought about his funeral. And for the first time in his life, he cried. Not because he was sad, but because he realized he was not living the life he actually wanted. He was not being the person he actually wanted to be. That moment changed Ryan forever. He made a decision that day to start living with purpose. And that decision started with writing his personal mission statement. How to write your personal mission statement. Now, what is a personal mission statement? Think of it like a constitution for your life. Big companies have mission statements. The United States has a constitution. And you can have your own personal mission statement too. It is a short, powerful statement that defines who you are and what you stand for. It guides every decision you make. It reminds you of your values when life gets confusing. It keeps you focused when distractions try to pull you away. Here is how to write yours. Step 1. Ask yourself, what are my top 3 values in life? Maybe it is honesty, hard work, and kindness. Maybe it is family, faith, and growth. Whatever feels most true to you, write it down. Step 2. Ask yourself, what do I want to be known for? As a friend, as a student, as a son or daughter. What do you want people to feel when they think of you? Step 3. Put it all together in 2 or 3 simple sentences. Here is an example. I am a person of integrity and hard work. I treat everyone around me with respect and kindness. I never stop growing and I always give my best. That is it. Simple, clear, powerful. Write your own mission statement today. Put it somewhere you see it every morning. And let it guide every choice you make. Goal setting for teens. Now that you have your vision and your mission statement, it is time to talk about goals. Because vision without goals is just a dream. Goals are the steps that take you from where you are now to where you want to be. Sean Covey talks about setting goals in all areas of your life, not just school grades, but also your health, your relationships, your character, your skills. Here is a simple way to set powerful goals. Make your goals specific. Do not say, I want to do better in school. Say, I want to improve my math grade from AC to AB by next semester. Do not say, I want to get fit. Say, I want to work out 3 times a week for the next 2 months. Specific goals give your brain a clear target. And when your brain has a clear target, it starts finding ways to hit it. Think about a teenager named Chase. Chase always wanted to become a basketball player, but he never set any real goals. He just showed up to practice and hoped for the best. Then one day, he sat down and wrote his goals clearly. He wrote, I will practice free throws for 30 minutes every day. I will improve my speed by running every morning before school. I will study game videos of my favorite players every weekend. Within 6 months, Chase became the best player on his team. Not because he got lucky, but because he got clear. Clarity creates result. And it all starts with beginning the end in mind. Action step. Here is your action step for habit 2. Do these 3 things today. Number 1. Do the funeral visualization exercise. Sit quietly for 10 minutes, close your eyes, and think about what you want people to say about you. Feel it deeply. Let it move you. Number 2. Write your personal mission statement. Just 2 or 3 sentences. Who are you? What do you stand for? What kind of person do you want to become? Number 3. Write down 1 goal in each area of your life. School, health, relationship, personal growth. Make each goal specific and clear. Do not just think about it. Write it down. Because a goal that is written is 10 times more powerful than a goal that is only in your head. You now have a vision. You now have a mission. You now have goals. But here is the next problem. Life is full of distractions. Social media, friends, Netflix, games, noise, everywhere. And even teens with the best vision and the best goals get pulled away. They know what they want, but they cannot seem to find the time for it. They say yes to everything and end up doing nothing important. That is exactly the problem that habit 3 is going to solve. Because in the next chapter, we are going to talk about time, about priorities, about why some teens always seem to get the important things done, while others stay busy but go nowhere. Habit 3 is going to teach you how to put first things first. Stay with me, because the next chapter is a game changer. Let us go to Habit 3, Put First Things First. Chapter 3, Habit 3, Put First Things First. You have made it to Habit 3. And honestly, this chapter hits different. Because in Chapter 1, you learned how to be proactive. You learned how to take control of your response to life. In Chapter 2, you discovered your vision. You wrote your mission statement and you set your goals. So now you know who you are and where you are going. But here is the problem. Knowing where you want to go is not enough. Because every single day, life throws 100 things at you. Notifications on your phone, messages from friends, YouTube videos, Netflix shows, last-minute homework, family drama, sports practice, random conversations. Everything is screaming for your attention. Everything feels urgent. Everything feels important. And at the end of the day, you collapse into bed, feeling exhausted. But deep inside, you feel something uncomfortable. You feel like you did not do the things that actually mattered. Sound familiar? That feeling has a name. It is called living without priorities. And Habit 3 is here to fix that. Habit 3 says, put first things first. What does first things first actually mean? Let me explain this simply. Putting first things first means doing the most important things first. Not the most fun things. Not the easiest things. Not the things your friends are doing. The most important things. The things that actually move your life forward. The things that connect to your vision and your goals. Sean Covey says something powerful in this chapter. He says you can be busy your whole life and still accomplish nothing. Think about that for a second. Busy is not the same as productive. Activity is not the same as progress. A hamster runs on a wheel all day. It is very busy, but it goes absolutely nowhere. Many teenagers are exactly like that hamster. Always busy, always doing something, but never making real progress toward the things that actually matter. Habit 3 teaches you how to get off that wheel. And the tool Sean Covey gives you is one of the most powerful tools in this entire book. It is called the time quadrant. The 4 quadrants of time explained simply. Imagine a big square divided into 4 smaller squares. Each square is called a quadrant. And every single thing you do in your day falls into one of these 4 quadrants. Let us go through each one. Quadrant 1, urgent and important. These are things that must be done right now. A test tomorrow that you have not studied for. A family emergency. A project due tonight. A health problem that needs immediate attention. These things are real. These things matter. But if you live mostly in Quadrant 1, your life is always in crisis mode. You are always putting out fires. Always stressed. Always rushing. And you never get ahead. Quadrant 2, not urgent but important. This is the most powerful quadrant. This is where the magic happens. These are the things that are not screaming for your attention right now. But they are the things that build your future. Studying before the test is due. Not the night before. Working on your health before you get sick. Building real friendships before you feel lonely. Practicing your skill before the big opportunity comes. Reading books. Setting goals. Personal growth. These things are not urgent. Nobody is forcing you to do them today. But they are the most important things in your life. Teens who spend most of their time in Quadrant 2 become the most successful, most balanced, and most fulfilled people. Quadrant 3, urgent but not important. This quadrant is a trap. It feels like it matters because it is urgent, but it does not actually move your life forward. A friend texting you right now about something that is not serious. Random notifications on your phone. Someone asking you to do something that has nothing to do with your goals. These things feel urgent, but they are not important. And they steal your time without you even realizing it. Quadrant 4, not urgent and not important. This is the time waster zone. Scrolling through social media for 2 hours. Watching random videos that add zero value. Playing video games all night. Gossiping. Doing nothing. Mindlessly killing time. These things do not help you grow. They do not move you toward your vision. They just eat your time and leave you feeling empty. Now here is the big question. Where are you spending most of your time? Urgent versus important, the most confusing difference. Most teens confuse urgent with important. They think if something feels urgent, it must be important. But that is not true. Let me give you a clear example. Think about a teen named Marcus. Marcus wants to become a doctor one day. That is his dream. That is his vision. One afternoon, Marcus sits down to study biology. 5 minutes in, his phone buzzes. His friend Derek sends him a funny video. Marcus thinks, let me just watch it real quick. One video becomes 10 videos. 10 videos become 2 hours of scrolling. At midnight, Marcus realizes he has not studied at all. The notification from Derek felt urgent. It felt like it needed immediate attention. But was it important? Did it move Marcus closer to his dream of becoming a doctor? Absolutely not. That is the difference between urgent and important. Urgent things pull your attention right now. Important things build your future over time. And if you always choose urgent over important, you will always be busy, but never truly successful. How teens waste time without realizing. Now let us be honest for a second. Most teens have no idea how much time they are wasting. They do not feel like they are wasting time, because every little thing they do feels necessary. Let me walk you through a typical day for many teenagers. Wake up. Check phone. Scroll for 30 minutes. Get to school. Sit in class. Daydream and doodle. Come home. Turn on YouTube. Watch for 1 hour. Then 2 hours. Then 3. Friends start texting. Spend an hour responding. Suddenly it is 11 at night. Remember there is homework. Rush through it in 20 minutes. Go to sleep feeling stressed and behind. Does this sound familiar? Now add that up over a week. Over a month. Over a year. That is thousands of hours lost to quadrant 3 and quadrant 4. That is thousands of hours that could have been spent building your dream life. Think about a teen named Brandon. Brandon wanted to start his own YouTube channel. He had the idea for 2 years. But every day, he would come home and spend 4 hours watching other people's videos. He would think to himself, I will start tomorrow. Tomorrow never came. One day Brandon sat down and tracked his time honestly. He realized he was spending 25 hours a week on things that did not matter at all. 25 hours. That is enough time to learn a new skill, build a business, write a book, transform your body. Brandon made a decision that day. He moved his most important task, creating his first video, into quadrant 2. He scheduled it. He protected that time. He turned off notifications. He told his friends he was busy. Within 3 months, Brandon had built a channel with thousands of subscribers, not because he had more time than anyone else, but because he finally started using his time on purpose. That is what Habit 3 teaches you. Time is your most valuable resource. You cannot get it back. Every hour you spend in quadrant 4 is an hour you are borrowing from your future. Action step. Here is your action step for Habit 3. Do these 3 things starting today. Number 1. Track your time for 1 full day. Write down everything you do and how long it takes. Be honest. Nobody is watching. Then look at your list and ask yourself, which quadrant does each thing belong to? You will be shocked by what you discover. Number 2. Every morning, write down your top 3 most important tasks. Not the most urgent, not the most fun, the most important. The 3 things that, if you get them done today, will move your life forward. Do those 3 things first before anything else. Number 3. Create time protection habit. Put your phone on silent during your study time. Tell your friends you are not available during your important hours. Guard your quadrant 2 time like it is the most valuable thing you own. Because it is. You now know how to manage your time. You know how to tell the difference between urgent and important. You know which quadrant is stealing your future. And you have the tools to take your time back. But here is something interesting. Life is not just about you. Every single day you deal with other people, friends, family, teammates, classmates, and how you treat those people and how they treat you matters enormously. Because no matter how proactive you are, no matter how clear your vision is, no matter how well you manage your time, if your relationships are broken, life will always feel incomplete. That is exactly what Habit 4 is going to teach you. How to build relationships where everybody wins. Not just you. Not just them. Everybody. Stay with me. Because the next chapter is going to change the way you see every single relationship in your life. Let us go to Habit 4, Think Win-Win. Chapter 4, Think Win-Win. You have made it to Habit 4. And this chapter is going to hit very close to home. Because in Chapter 1, you learned how to be proactive. You learned how to take control of your own responses. In Chapter 2, you discovered your vision, your mission, and your goals. In Chapter 3, you learned how to manage your time and protect what matters most. And all of that is powerful. But here is something important. None of those habits happen in isolation. Every single day you are surrounded by people, friends, classmates, teammates, teachers, family members, and how you deal with those people shapes your entire experience of life. So let me ask you something honest. When you are in a conflict with a friend, what is your first instinct? Do you think, how can we both come out of this okay? Or do you think, how do I win this argument? When you are working on a group project, what is your mindset? Do you think, how can we all succeed together? Or do you think, how do I get the most credit? Your answer to those questions reveals your mentality, and your mentality determines the quality of every relationship in your life. That is exactly what Habit 4 is about. Habit 4 says, think win-win. Win-win versus win-lose mentality explained. Let us break this down simply. There are 6 ways people think when they are dealing with others, but Sean Covey focuses on the 2 most common ones, especially for teenagers. The first one is win-lose. Win-lose thinking sounds like this. For me to win, you have to lose. If I get the better grade, you get the worse one. If I get the starting spot on the team, you do not get it. If my idea gets chosen, your idea gets rejected. Win-lose people see life as a competition. They see every situation as a battle. And they measure their success by comparing themselves to others. If they are doing better than you, they feel good. If you are doing better than them, they feel threatened. This mindset destroys friendship. It creates jealousy, bitterness, and resentment. And here is the painful truth. Many teenagers live in win-lose without even knowing it. They have been taught since childhood that life is a race, that there are winners and losers, that you have to compete with everyone around you. But that is a lie. And Habit 4 reveals the truth. The second mindset is win-win. Win-win thinking sounds like this. I want to succeed. And I want you to succeed too. Your success does not threaten mine. My success does not take away from yours. We can both win. Together. Win-win people look for solutions that benefit everyone. They do not give up their own needs, but they genuinely care about the other person's needs too. And this mindset changes everything. Real-life friendship and school examples. Let me give you some real-life examples so this becomes crystal clear. Example number 1. Think about 2 teenagers on the same basketball team. Their names are Jalen and Connor. Both of them want to be the starting point guard. Jalen has a win-lose mindset. He secretly hopes Connor plays badly at practice. He does not pass the ball to Connor during drills. He talks negatively about Connor behind his back. He wants to win by making Connor look worse. Connor has a win-win mindset. He pushes Jalen to get better during practice. He passes the ball, even when he could take the shot himself. He cheers for Jalen when Jalen plays well. He thinks if we both improve, the whole team wins. Now here is what happens. The coach notices Connor's attitude, his leadership, his selflessness. The coach also notices Jalen's selfishness, his negativity, his ego. Who do you think becomes the starting player? Connor. Every single time. Win-win does not just feel better. It actually produces better result. Example number 2. Think about 2 students working on a group science project. Their names are Ethan and Dylan. Ethan has a win-lose mindset. He wants all the credit for himself. He does most of the work alone, without telling Dylan. He presents the project as if it was entirely his idea. Dylan feels disrespected, ignored, and used. Their friendship breaks, and their project, ironically, is not even that good. Because Ethan refused to use Dylan's ideas. Dylan has great ideas, but Ethan's ego blocked them. Now imagine if Ethan had a win-win mindset. He would have said, "Hey Dylan, let us combine our ideas. Your strengths and my strengths together." They would have created something amazing. Both of them would have felt proud. Their friendship would have grown stronger. And their project would have been twice as good. That is the power of win-win thinking. The emotional bank account concept. Now Sean Covey introduces one of the most powerful ideas in this entire book. He calls it the emotional bank account. And this idea will change how you see every relationship in your life. Here is how it works. Think of every relationship you have like a bank account. But instead of money, you deposit and withdraw trust and goodwill. Every time you do something kind for someone you care about, you make a deposit. Every time you are honest with them, that is a deposit. Every time you keep a promise, that is a deposit. Every time you listen to them when they are going through something hard, that is a deposit. Every time you apologize sincerely when you are wrong, that is a deposit. And as your deposits grow, your relationship grows stronger. The trust deepens. The bond becomes unbreakable. But every time you break a promise, that is a withdrawal. Every time you lie, that is a withdrawal. Every time you talk behind someone's back, that is a withdrawal. Every time you ignore their feelings, that is a withdrawal. Every time you are selfish, unkind, or rude, that is a withdrawal. And if your withdrawals become more than your deposits, the relationship goes bankrupt. Trust disappears. The friendship breaks. And it takes a very long time to rebuild a broken account. Think about a teenager named Noah. Noah had a best friend named Tyler. They had been close since 6th grade. But Noah had a habit of making promises, and then breaking them. He would say, "I will be there for you, man," and then not show up. He would say, "I will keep this secret," and then tell everyone. Slowly, Tyler started to pull away. Noah could not understand why. He thought, "I am a good friend." But his emotional bank account with Tyler was completely empty. All withdrawals. No deposits. And the friendship collapsed. Now think about another teenager named Austin. Austin had the same kind of friendship with his friend Cameron. But Austin always made deposit. He showed up when Cameron was going through something hard. He kept his word, even when it was inconvenient. He was honest, even when the truth was uncomfortable. And when Austin made a mistake, he genuinely apologized. That friendship grew stronger every single year. Because Austin always kept the account full. Your relationships are the same way. Every interaction is either a deposit or a withdrawal. Every single day you are either building trust or destroying it. And win-win thinking is what keeps you making deposits. Why win-win makes you more successful. Now some people hear win-win and they think it sounds weak. They think, if I am always thinking about the other person, I will get taken advantage of. But that is completely wrong. Win-win is not about being a pushover. It is not about giving up what you want. It is about being strong enough to care about both sides. And here is why win-win actually makes you more successful. Number 1. People trust win-win thinkers. When people know you genuinely want good things for them, they trust you deeply. And trust opens every door in life. Jobs, opportunities, friendship, leadership roles. Everything flows through trust. Number 2. Win-win thinkers build better teams. Whether it is a sports team, a school project, or a future business, teams built on win-win always outperform teams built on competition and ego. Because everyone is pulling in the same direction. Number 3. Win-win thinkers feel better inside. Jealousy is exhausting. Constantly comparing yourself to others is draining. But when you genuinely celebrate other people's success, you free yourself from that poison. And you become someone that other people love to be around. Number 4. Win-win thinkers attract success. Successful people always choose to work with and surround themselves with win-win thinkers. Because nobody wants to work with someone who is always trying to win at everyone else's expense. Your reputation as a win-win person becomes one of your greatest assets in life. Action step. Here is your action step for habit 4. Do these 3 things starting today. Number 1. Identify one relationship in your life that feels like win-lose right now. Maybe it is with a friend, a sibling, a teammate. Ask yourself honestly, am I trying to win at their expense? Or am I looking for a solution that works for both of us? Number 2. Make 3 deposits into someone's emotional bank account this week. Keep a promise. Listen without interrupting. Apologize for something you did wrong. Show up for someone who needs you. Small deposits make a massive difference over time. Number 3. The next time you are in a conflict, pause before you react. Ask yourself one powerful question. How can we both win here? Just that one question can completely change the outcome of any difficult situation. Because win-win is not just a habit. It is a way of seeing the world. It is a decision to believe that life is not a competition. It is a choice to lift others up while you rise too. And when you start thinking that way, everything around you starts to shift. Your friendships get deeper. Your reputation gets stronger. Your opportunities multiply. And your life becomes richer in every way. Now you know how to think win-win. You know how to build trust through your emotional bank account. You know why caring about others actually makes you more successful. But here is something interesting. Thinking win-win requires one very important skill. A skill that most teenagers are terrible at. A skill that most adults are terrible at too. And that skill is listening. Not just hearing the words someone says, but truly, deeply understanding them. Because here is the truth. You cannot think win-win if you do not understand what the other person actually needs. And you cannot understand what they need if you are not truly listening. That is exactly what Habit 5 is going to teach you. How to listen in a way that almost nobody does. How to understand people so deeply that they feel truly seen and truly heard. Stay with me, because the next chapter is going to transform every relationship in your life. Let us go to Habit 5, Seek first to understand, then to be understood. Chapter 5, Habit 5. Seek first to understand, then to be understood. Let me ask you something honest. When was the last time someone truly listened to you? Not just heard your words, but actually listened. With full attention. With genuine care. Without checking their phone. Without waiting for their turn to talk. Without jumping in with advice before you even finished. Think about that for a second. How did it feel? It probably felt amazing. It probably felt rare. Because real listening is one of the rarest things in the world. And now flip the question. When was the last time you truly listened to someone else? Most of us, if we are honest, are terrible listeners. And that is not because we are bad people. It is because nobody ever taught us how to listen. We were taught how to read. We were taught how to write. We were taught how to speak. But nobody ever sat us down and taught us how to truly listen. And that missing skill is costing us deeply. In our friendships, in our family relationship, in our future careers, in every area of life. That is what Habit 5 is here to fix. Habit 5 says, seek first to understand, then to be understood. Why most teens never truly listen. Here is the uncomfortable truth. Most teenagers do not listen to understand. They listen to respond. While someone is talking to them, their brain is already forming a reply. They are thinking about what they want to say next. They are thinking about their own story, their own opinion, their own experience. And while they are doing all of that thinking, they are completely missing what the other person is actually saying. Has this ever happened to you? A friend is telling you about a problem. And while they are talking, you are already thinking, oh, this reminds me of when I had a similar problem. And the moment they pause, you jump in and say, yeah, I know exactly how you feel, one time and suddenly the conversation is about you. Your friend came to you feeling unheard, and they left feeling even more unheard. That is what poor listening does. It makes people feel invisible. It makes them feel like they do not matter. And over time, they stop coming to you. They stop sharing. They stop opening up. And the relationship slowly dies. Sean Covey says in this book, most people do not listen with the intent to understand. They listen with the intent to reply. And that one habit destroys more relationships than almost anything else. The 5 levels of listening explained. Now Sean Covey breaks listening down into 5 very clear levels. And as you go through these, ask yourself honestly, which level do you usually operate at? Level 1, ignoring. This is the worst level. You are not listening at all. Someone is talking to you, and you are completely checked out. You are on your phone, watching something, or thinking about something else entirely. The other person is invisible to you. Many teens operate here more than they realize. Level 2, pretending. This is sneaky because it looks like listening. You say things like, yeah, totally cool. But you have no idea what they just said. You are giving the performance of listening. Without actually doing any of it, people can always feel this. Even if they cannot explain it, they can feel when you are not really there. Level 3, selective listening. This is where most conversations happen. You listen to some parts and zone out during others. You catch the parts that interest you or the parts that relate to you. And you miss everything else. You are like a radio that only picks up certain frequencies. Level 4, attentive listening. Now we are getting somewhere. At this level, you are actually paying attention. You are focused on the words being said. You are tracking the conversation carefully. This is better. Much better. But it is still not the highest level. Level 5, empathic listening. This is the rarest and most powerful level. Empathic listening means you are listening with your eyes, with your heart, with your full presence. You are not just hearing the words. You are trying to feel what the other person is feeling. You are stepping into their world and seeing things from their perspective. Not your perspective, theirs. This is the level that makes people feel truly heard. This is the level that builds deep, unbreakable trust. This is the level that Sean Covey is asking you to reach. And when you do, everything changes. How poor listening destroys relationship. Let me give you a real-life example that will make this crystal clear. Think about a teenager named Zach. Zach is a really smart kid. He gets good grades. He is popular. But Zach has one big problem. He is a terrible listener. Whenever his friends talk to him, Zach is already thinking about his response. Whenever his mom tries to talk to him, Zach has his eyes on his phone. Whenever his girlfriend shares something that is bothering her, Zach immediately jumps in with solutions, before she even finishes talking. Over time, his friends start calling him less. His mom stops sharing things with him. His girlfriend starts feeling alone, even when they are together. Zach cannot understand why. He thinks, I am a good person. I care about these people. But caring is not enough if you do not show it through listening. Because people do not feel cared for when they are not heard. Now think about another teenager named Miles. Miles is not the smartest kid in class. He is not the most popular. But Miles has one superpower. He makes every single person he talks to feel like the most important person in the room. When someone talks to Miles, he puts his phone down. He looks them in the eyes. He does not interrupt. He does not rush to give advice. He just listens, fully, completely, and then he asks questions that show he was truly paying attention. He says things like, "That sounds really hard. How did that make you feel?" Or, "What do you think you are going to do?" People are drawn to Miles like a magnet, because in a world full of people, who are all trying to be heard, Miles is one of the rare few who actually listens. And that makes him one of the most valuable people in every room he walks into. How this habit transforms friendships and family. Now let us talk about how Habit 5 transforms your closest relationship. Think about your relationship with your parents. Most teens feel like their parents do not understand them. And most parents feel like their teens never listen. Both sides are frustrated. Both sides feel unheard. And the gap keeps growing. But here is the secret. If you go first, if you genuinely try to understand your parents, before demanding to be understood, everything shifts. Instead of saying, "You never understand me," try saying, "Help me understand where you are coming from." Instead of arguing your point immediately, try listening to their point fully first. You do not have to agree with them. But when they feel heard by you, they become 10 times more willing to hear you. Because that is how human beings work. We open up to the people who make us feel understood. We shut down when we feel judged or ignored. The same principle works with your friends. Think about a teenager named Logan. Logan's best friend, Ryan, was going through a really tough time. His parents were getting divorced. He felt lost, confused, and alone. Logan's first instinct was to say, "Dude, it is going to be okay, things will get better." But instead, Logan remembered Habit 5. He put his phone away. He looked at Ryan. And he said, "Tell me what is going on. I am here." And then he just listened. He did not fix anything. He did not offer solutions. He did not make it about himself. He just listened with his full heart. When Ryan finished talking, he had tears in his eyes. He said, "Logan, you are the only person who actually listens to me." That moment made their friendship unbreakable. Logan did not do anything extraordinary. He just listened. And that was everything. Action step. Here is your action step for Habit 5. Do these 3 things starting today. Number 1. For the next 7 days, practice the 5-second rule. Before you respond to anyone, wait 5 full seconds. Do not rush to reply. Let their words actually land before you open your mouth. Those 5 seconds will change your conversations completely. Number 2. Put your phone down every time someone important talks to you. Not on the table. Not face down. Actually away. Give them your eyes, your attention, and your presence. That one act is worth more than any words you could say. Number 3. Ask one follow-up question in every important conversation. After someone shares something with you, ask them something like, "How did that make you feel?" Or, "What do you think you are going to do about it?" Or simply, "Tell me more." Those 3 words, "tell me more," are some of the most powerful words in any relationship. Because they tell the other person, "I am not done listening yet. I want to understand you more deeply." And that feeling is one of the greatest gifts you can give another human being. You are not just a teenager learning habits. You are becoming the kind of person that people trust completely. The kind of person that friends turn to in their darkest moments. The kind of person who builds real, deep, lasting relationship. And that kind of person goes very far in life. But here is something fascinating. What happens when two or more people, who truly listen to each other, come together to solve a problem? What happens when a group of people, each bring their unique strengths, and genuinely value each other's differences? Something extraordinary happens. Something that is bigger than anything any one of them could have created alone. That extraordinary thing has a name, and it is the foundation of Habit 6. Stay with me, because the next chapter is going to show you that together we are always stronger than alone. Let us go to Habit 6, Synergize. Chapter 6, Habit 6, Synergize. Let me ask you a question. Have you ever worked on a group project where everything just clicked? Where every person brought something different to the table? Where ideas were flying, energy was high, and the final result was something nobody could have created alone? If you have experienced that, even once, you already know what synergy feels like. And if you have never experienced it, by the end of this chapter, you will understand exactly how to create it. Because Habit 6 is one of the most exciting habits in this entire book. It is the habit that takes everything you have learned so far and multiplies it. Habit 6 says, Synergize. What is synergy? Let us start with the word itself. Synergy. It sounds like a big complicated word, but the meaning is actually very simple. Synergy means the whole is greater than the sum of its parts. In other words, when people work together the right way, they produce something that is far more powerful than anything they could have created individually. Let me give you the simplest example possible. Think about a bicycle. You have the frame, the wheels, the handlebars, the pedals, the chain. Each part on its own does almost nothing. The wheel alone cannot take you anywhere. The pedals alone are just two plastic pieces. But when you put all the parts together, something magical happens. Suddenly you have a machine that can take you anywhere. Fast, efficiently, and with very little effort. That is synergy. The parts working together create something none of them could create alone. And the same thing happens when human beings work together the right way. The 1 + 1 is equal to 3 concept explained. In math class, everyone knows that 1 + 1 = 2. That is basic. That is logical. That makes sense. But Sean Covey says something that sounds impossible at first. He says, when synergy happens, 1 + 1 = 3. Or 5. Or 10. Or 100. How is that possible? Let me explain. Imagine two teenagers, each working alone on a creative project. The first teenager, let us call him Jordan, is incredibly creative. He has wild ideas. He thinks outside the box. His imagination has no limit. But Jordan is not very organized. His ideas are everywhere. Scattered. Unfocused. He struggles to turn his big ideas into actual result. The second teenager, let us call him Marcus, is the opposite. Marcus is extremely organized, disciplined, focused. He can take a plan and execute it perfectly, step by step. But Marcus struggles with creativity. His ideas are safe, predictable, and a little boring. Now, if Jordan works alone, he gets a wild, exciting idea that never gets finished. If Marcus works alone, he gets a perfectly organized project that lacks any real spark. But what happens when Jordan and Marcus work together? Jordan brings the big creative vision. Marcus brings the structure and the execution. Together, they create something that is exciting and organized, creative and practical, visionary and achievable. The result is not just the sum of Jordan's output plus Marcus's output. It is something entirely new. Something neither of them could have created alone. That is 1 plus 1 equals 3. That is synergy. And it is one of the most powerful forces available to any human being. Teamwork and valuing differences. Now here is the part that most people miss. Synergy does not happen just because people are working in the same room. You have probably been in group projects where everyone was together but nothing worked. People argued. Nothing got done. The result was a mess. That is not synergy. That is just chaos. So what is the secret ingredient that turns a group of people into a true team? Sean Covey says the answer is this. You have to genuinely value differences. Not just tolerate them. Not just accept them. Actually value them. Because here is the truth. Most teenagers are uncomfortable with people who are different from them. They like people who think the same way, who agree with them, who see the world the same way. And when someone sees things differently, the first instinct is to argue, to convince them they are wrong, to dismiss their perspective. But that instinct kills synergy before it even gets started. Think about it this way. If everyone on a team thinks exactly the same way, you do not have a team. You have one person repeated multiple times. All the same strength. All the same blind spots. All the same weaknesses. But when a team has people who think differently, who come from different backgrounds, who have different strengths and skills, and who genuinely respect those differences, that team becomes unstoppable. Because they cover each other's blind spots. They strengthen each other's weaknesses. They challenge each other to think bigger. And together they see the full picture that no single one of them could see alone. Valuing differences is not always easy. It takes humility. It takes the willingness to say, maybe my way is not the only way. Maybe your perspective adds something that mine is missing. That kind of humility is rare. But it is the foundation of true synergy. Real-life school and group examples. Let me bring this to life with some real examples. Think about a high school robotics team. Their names are Tyler, Ethan, and Zoe. Tyler is obsessed with engineering. He loves building things. He can look at a mechanical problem and solve it instantly. But Tyler is terrible at presenting ideas to others. He gets nervous. He stumbles over his words. Ethan is the opposite. He is a natural communicator. He can walk into any room and explain any idea with total confidence. But Ethan has no idea how to build anything mechanical. Zoe is the problem solver. When the team hits a wall, Zoe sees angles that Tyler and Ethan both miss. She connects dots that others cannot see. But Zoe tends to overthink and sometimes slows the team down. In their first competition, these three tried to work independently. Tyler built things his way, without explaining to the others. Ethan presented ideas, without understanding the technical side. Zoe kept questioning everything without moving forward. They finished last. After the competition, their coach sat them down. He explained the concept of synergy. He said, "Your differences are not problems. They are your greatest advantage. But only if you learn to use them together." In the next competition, everything changed. Tyler focused on building, while explaining his process clearly to Ethan. Ethan handled all communication and presentation, using Tyler's technical knowledge. Zoe was given the role of chief problem solver, with a clear time limit for decisions. They won first place, not because they suddenly became smarter individually, but because they finally understood that their differences made them stronger together. That is synergy in action. Now think about a simpler example. A group of 4 students working on a history presentation. Their names are Brandon, Chase, Noah, and Ryan. Brandon is great at research. He can find information fast. Chase is artistic. He can design slides that look incredible. Noah is a great writer. He can turn information into a compelling story. Ryan is confident in front of people. He is a natural presenter. When each of them tries to do everything alone, the result is average. But when they each focus on what they do best, and trust each other to handle the rest, the result is extraordinary. Brandon researches. Chase designs. Noah writes. Ryan presents. Together, they create a presentation that blows the entire class away. That is what happens when a group of people stop competing and start synergizing. Action step. Here is your action step for habit 6. Do these 3 things starting today. Number 1. Think of one person in your life who is very different from you. Maybe they think differently. Maybe they have different strengths. Maybe they see the world from a completely different angle. Instead of being frustrated by those differences, get curious about them. Ask them how they see a problem that you are currently facing. You might be shocked by what you discover. Number 2. The next time you are in a group project or a team situation, do this one thing. Before you assign any tasks, ask everyone one simple question. What are you best at? Then build the team around those answers. Let people do what they are naturally strong at, and watch what happens to the quality of your result. Number 3. Practice the phrase, "That is an interesting point." The next time someone shares an idea that you disagree with or that sounds strange to you, do not immediately push back. Instead say, "That is an interesting point. Tell me more." Then genuinely listen. Because the idea that sounds the strangest at first is sometimes the one that changes everything. Synergy is not just a habit. It is a superpower. It is the ability to take a group of very different people and turn them into something extraordinary. It is the ability to see differences, not as obstacles but as advantages. It is the ability to create results together that nobody could ever create alone. And when you master this habit, every team you are a part of, every project you work on, every relationship you build, becomes something far greater than it would have been without you. But here is something important. To synergize with others, to listen deeply, to think win-win, to manage your time, to pursue your vision, to be proactive every single day, all of that takes energy. Real energy, physical energy, mental energy, emotional energy. And if you are running on empty, none of these habits will work. You cannot pour from an empty cup. That is why the final habit, habit 7, might be the most underrated habit of all 7. Because without it, everything else falls apart. Stay with me, because the next chapter is going to show you how to keep yourself sharp, strong, and ready for everything life throws at you. Let us go to Habit 7, Sharpen the Saw. Chapter 7, Habit 7, Sharpen the Saw. Let me paint you a picture. Imagine a man cutting down a tree in a forest. He has been cutting for hours. His arms are tired. His back is aching. But he keeps going. Harder and harder. Sweat pouring down his face. Someone walks by and watches him struggle. They look at his saw and notice something immediately. The blade is completely dull. It is barely cutting anything at all. So they say, "Hey, why do not you stop and sharpen your saw?" The man looks up, frustrated and exhausted. He says, "I do not have time to sharpen the saw. I am too busy cutting." Now read that again. I do not have time to sharpen the saw. I am too busy cutting. That sounds crazy, right? If he just stopped for 30 minutes and sharpened the blade, he would cut 10 times faster. He would finish the job in half the time, with half the effort. But instead, he keeps struggling with a dull blade, working harder, getting less done. Now here is the uncomfortable question. Are you doing the same thing in your own life? Are you so busy studying, stressing, scrolling, and surviving that you never stop to take care of yourself? Are you running on empty and wondering why everything feels so hard? That is exactly what Habit 7 is here to fix. Habit 7 says, sharpen the saw. And it might be the most important habit of all 7. Because without this habit, all the other habits eventually break down. You cannot be proactive when you are exhausted. You cannot pursue your vision when your mind is foggy. You cannot think win-win when you are emotionally drained. You cannot listen deeply when you are running on zero sleep. You cannot synergize when your body is falling apart. Every single habit you have learned in this book depends on one thing: you being at your best. And Habit 7 is how you stay at your best. What does sharpening the saw actually mean? Sharpening the saw means taking care of yourself regularly. It means investing time and energy into renewing yourself, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. It means understanding that you are your most important asset, not your grades, not your reputation, not your achievements, you. And just like any important asset, you require maintenance, you require care, you require renewal. A phone that is never charged eventually shuts down. A car that is never serviced eventually breaks down. A person who is never renewed eventually burns out. And burnout is not just feeling tired. Burnout means you lose your motivation, your focus, your joy, and your ability to function properly. Many teenagers today are burning out before they even turn 18. And they do not even realize it is happening until it is too late. Habit 7 prevents that. It keeps you sharp, strong, ready, renewed. And Sean Covey says there are 4 dimensions of yourself that need regular renewal. He calls them the 4 dimensions of the saw. The 4 dimensions: body, mind, heart, soul. Dimension 1: body. Your body is the foundation of everything. If your body is weak, tired, or unhealthy, nothing else works properly. Your brain does not function well when your body is neglected. Your mood drops. Your energy disappears. Your focus fades. Sharpening your body means taking care of it, consistently and intentionally. It means getting enough sleep every night. Not 5 hours. Not 6 hours. 8 to 9 hours is what a growing teenager's brain actually needs. It means moving your body regularly. Exercise does not have to mean going to the gym. It can be playing basketball, going for a run, doing push-ups in your room, or taking a long walk. Whatever gets your body moving counts. It means eating food that fuels you, not just food that tastes good. Your brain runs on what you feed it. Feed it junk, and it performs like junk. Feed it well, and it performs like a machine. Think about a teenager named Austin. Austin was staying up until 2 in the morning every night. He was eating fast food almost every day. He never exercised, and he wondered why he could not focus in school. Why he felt anxious all the time. Why everything felt overwhelming. His saw was completely dull. And the answer was not studying harder. The answer was taking care of his body first. When Austin started sleeping properly, eating better, and moving his body, everything changed. His focus improved. His mood lifted. His grades went up. He did not change his books. He did not change his school. He just sharpened his saw. Dimension 2: mind. Your mind is your second dimension. And your mind, like any muscle, needs to be exercised regularly. Most teenagers exercise their minds in school. But school only teaches you certain things. Sharpening your mind means going beyond school. It means reading books that expand how you think. It means watching documentaries that open your eyes to new ideas. It means learning new skills that challenge your brain. It means journaling, which helps you process your thoughts clearly. It means putting down your phone sometimes and just thinking, deeply, quietly, without distraction. Sean Covey says leaders are readers. The most successful people in the world read consistently. not because they have to, but because they understand that knowledge is power. And every book you read, every skill you learn, every idea you explore sharpens your mental saw. Think about a teenager named Caleb. Caleb decided to read one book every month. Not school books, books about success, psychology, history, and business. By the time Caleb graduated high school, he had read 36 books outside of school. His thinking was sharper than most adults. His vocabulary was stronger. His ideas were clearer. And when he walked into his first college interview, he blew everyone away. Not because he was smarter than other teens, but because he had been sharpening his mind consistently for years. Dimension 3: Heart. Your heart is your third dimension, and your heart needs renewal just as much as your body and mind. Sharpening your heart means investing in your relationships. It means spending real quality time with the people you love, not texting them, not watching videos together, actually connecting, talking, laughing, being present. It means serving others, helping someone who is struggling, volunteering, giving, contributing to something bigger than yourself. It means practicing gratitude, taking time every day to appreciate what you have, because gratitude is one of the most powerful emotional tools available to any human being. It shifts your energy instantly from lack to abundance, from negativity to positivity. When your heart is full, you show up differently for everyone around you. You are more patient, more kind, more generous, and all of that makes every other habit in this book 10 times easier to practice. Dimension 4: Soul. Your soul is your fourth and deepest dimension, and this is the one that most teenagers completely ignore. Sharpening your soul means connecting to something deeper than your daily routine. It means spending time in silence. It means meditating or praying or simply sitting quietly with your own thoughts. It means spending time in nature, going outside, breathing fresh air, being away from screens and noise. It means asking yourself the big questions. Who am I? What do I stand for? What truly matters to me? It means living in alignment with your values. When what you do on the outside matches who you are on the inside, you feel a deep sense of peace. That peace is the soul being nourished. And a teenager with a strong, nourished soul is unshakable. They are not easily influenced by peer pressure. They are not destroyed by failure. They are not lost when life gets confusing, because they know who they are deep down. And that knowledge is the most powerful foundation a person can have. Why self-renewal makes all other habits work. Now let us connect this back to everything you have learned. Habit 1: Be proactive, requires mental and emotional energy. Habit 2: Begin with the end in mind, requires clarity and vision, which comes from a rested, renewed mind. Habit 3: Put first things first, requires discipline, which comes from a strong, healthy body. Habit 4: Think win-win, requires emotional generosity, which comes from a full and nourished heart. Habit 5: Seek first to understand, requires patience and presence, which comes from inner peace. Habit 6: Synergize, requires energy, openness, and creativity, which come from all 4 dimensions being sharp. Every single habit in this book is powered by Habit 7. Without self-renewal, the other 6 habits slowly fall apart. This is why Sean Covey placed Habit 7 last. Not because it is the least important, but because it is the foundation that holds everything else up. Daily routine ideas for teens. Now let me give you practical ideas for how to sharpen your saw every single day. Because self-renewal does not have to take hours. Small, consistent actions done daily make a massive difference over time. Here is a simple daily routine that covers all 4 dimensions. Morning. Wake up without immediately checking your phone. Give yourself the first 10 minutes of the day. Drink a glass of water. Stretch your body. Spend 5 minutes journaling or just sitting quietly with your thoughts. Set your intention for the day. What kind of person do you want to be today? During the day, move your body at some point. Even a 20-minute walk counts. Put real food in your body, not just junk. Read or listen to something that stretches your mind. Even 10 pages of a good book. Even one interesting podcast. When you are with the people you love, be actually present. Put the phone away. Look them in the eyes. Listen. Evening. Reflect on your day for 5 minutes. What went well? What could you have done better? Write down 3 things you are grateful for. No matter how hard the day was, there is always something. Put your phone away at least 30 minutes before bed. Let your mind wind down. Let your body prepare for sleep. Aim for 8 to 9 hours. That is it. Simple. Practical. Doable. You do not need a perfect routine. You just need a consistent one. Because consistency is what builds the sharpest saw. Action step. Here is your action step for habit 7. Do these 3 things starting today. Number 1. Choose one thing for each dimension that you will commit to this week. For your body, maybe it is sleeping 30 minutes earlier. For your mind, maybe it is reading 10 pages of a book every day. For your heart, maybe it is spending 1 hour of real quality time with someone you love. For your soul, maybe it is spending 5 minutes in silence every morning. Just one thing per dimension. That is 4 small commitments. Start there. Number 2. Delete or mute one app on your phone that is stealing your renewal time. You know which one it is. The one you open mindlessly for hours without gaining anything valuable. That time belongs to your renewal now. Number 3. Write this sentence somewhere visible. Write it on your mirror, your phone wallpaper, your notebook. The sentence is this: I cannot pour from an empty cup. Read it every day. Let it remind you that taking care of yourself is not selfish. It is necessary. It is the most responsible thing you can do. For yourself and for everyone around you. And now, here we are. The end of the 7 habits. You have traveled through all 7. Habit 1, you learn to be proactive. To stop blaming and start choosing. Habit 2, you discovered your vision. You wrote your mission and set your goals. Habit 3, you learned to put first things first. To protect your time and focus on what truly matters. Habit 4, you learned to think win-win. To build relationships where everybody rises. Habit 5, you learned to seek first to understand. To listen deeply and make people feel truly heard. Habit 6, you learned to synergize. To value differences and create something extraordinary together. And now habit 7, you learned to sharpen your saw. To renew yourself daily across all 4 dimensions. These 7 habits are not just ideas in a book. They are a way of life. They are a decision to show up as the best version of yourself every single day. And here is the most important thing. You do not have to master all 7 habits overnight. Start with 1. The one that spoke to you most today. Practice it this week. Make it yours. Then add another. And another. Because small steps, taken consistently, lead to extraordinary destinations. You are not just a teenager. You are a future leader. A future parent. A future builder of this world. And the habits you build today will shape everything you become tomorrow. So do not wait. Do not say, I will start next week. Start now. Start today. Start with the next decision you make. Because the highly effective teen is not some special person born with magical gift. That teen is simply someone who decided to practice these 7 habits. And that teen can absolutely be you. Go out there and become the person you were always meant to be. OUTRO of this book. And just like that, you have done it. You have made it to the end. And I want you to know something. Most people start videos like this and never finish them. But you did. That alone tells me something important about you. It tells me you are serious about your growth. And that is exactly the kind of person who changes their life. Quick recap of all 7 habits. Let us quickly go through everything one final time. Habit 1: be proactive. Stop reacting. Start choosing. You are in control. Habit 2: begin with the end in mind. Know where you are going. Have a vision. Write your mission. Habit 3: put first things first. Protect your time. Focus on what matters. Live in Quadrant 2. Habit 4: think win-win. Lift others up. Build trust. Make deposits, not withdrawals. Habit 5: seek first to understand. Listen deeply. Make people feel heard. Put the phone down. Habit 6: synergize. Value differences. Build real teams. 1 + 1 = 3. Habit 7: sharpen the saw. Take care of your body, mind, heart, and soul. Every single day. 7 habits. 7 decisions. 1 extraordinary life. Which habit to start with today? Now here is my advice. Do not try to start all 7 habits at once. That is the fastest way to start none of them. Instead, go back to the habit that hit you the hardest today. The one that made you think, okay, that is me. The one that made you feel something. Start there. Practice it for 1 week. Make it yours. Then move to the next one. Small steps. Consistent effort. Big result. That is the formula. Motivational closing. Let me leave you with this. You are at a point in your life where everything is still possible. Your habits are not set in stone yet. Your future is not written yet. You still have time to become exactly who you want to be. But that window does not stay open forever. Every single day that passes, you are either building the habits that will carry you forward, or you are building the habits that will hold you back. There is no middle ground. So make the decision today. Not tomorrow. Not Monday. Not next month. Today. Decide to be proactive. Decide to live with vision. Decide to value your time, your relationships, and yourself. Because you were not born to be average. You were born to be effective. You were born to make a difference. And these 7 habits are your roadmap to get there. Sean Covey wrote this book for you. And now you have it. Now go live it. Call to action. If this video added value to your life, do one simple thing right now. Hit that like button. Takes 1 second and it helps this channel grow massively. If you want more powerful book summaries like this one, subscribe right now, so you never miss a single video. And drop a comment below telling me one thing. Which of the 7 habits are you going to start practicing today? Habit 1? Habit 4? Habit 7? Tell me in the comments. I read every single one. Thank you so much for watching. Now go out there and become the highly effective teen you were always meant to be. I will see you in the next one.